Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks at Ungainly Titan. We're here on the Steps maps and I'm in the Hammer. It is a tier 9 battle, pretty strong tier 9 battle, and we're in a tier 7 premium tank. Along with 3 artillery and an open map like Steps, this is going to be a challenging game, or it has the potential to be a very challenging game, and it's an interesting match, I think. And there's some very interesting points in it, especially if you watch right through to the very end. So, in the initial lineup, I decided I'm going to go to the back line. I'm bottom tier, I'm a heavy tank, reasonably mobile heavy tank, and I've got a pretty decent gun. And I thought back line might be the best place for me at this point in time. I will use the long range accuracy of the gun to its best effect, assuming I can get some spotting. This is usually the problematic thing. Quite a lot of the times the light tanks don't go to the correct locations now. I probably pushed too far into the bushes. I should have stayed a good bit behind them because I'm not going to self-spot. I don't have the spotting range in a heavy tank. So I get spotted when I fire, which is a bit of a problem because then I have to pull back to get unspotted. And I am concerned about the 3 artillery. I'm also concerned about the fact there's nobody going up the eastern side of the map on our side. We have one heavy tank out in his own, and there's a couple of tank destroyers defending the back line, but there's nobody assisting that heavy tank, and I don't want to volunteer for the job because I have the same problem with the heavy tank has, principally view range. And 2 fairly powerful medium tanks have appeared up there, so I think it's, well, in my opinion, from the location I was in, you can't defend a push around the eastern side of the map. That you need to get back, because if you're up there, you're exposed not only to the tanks that are flanking, but you're also exposed usually to the tanks that are up at the back end of the back line of the map, up in the defending on the ridgeline near the enemy start locations. If you're back here, I'm using basically the tank destroyers to the north of me and a heavy tank as my spotters, and I'm basically staying hidden, and I was stayed hidden until that lichen popped up and he could see me quite easily. Now I'm going to punish that lichen fairly heavily for doing that, and at this point I make a critical mistake. The heavy tank is dead. We're still engaged on the western side of the map, but I actually push back. Problem with pushing back is that I don't have enough support to actually push back. If I had more tanks defending in the western or the eastern side of the map, or even more tanks up by the tank destroyer, just where the light tank is travelling now, then pushing back here actually wouldn't be a bad idea. But with the lack of tanks on this side of the map, pushing back here effectively just traps me. And it also means that because that the tank destroyer is pushed forward, he can be engaged from the other side of the hills there. That ridgeline is in front of me. When that dips down, he can be engaged without the enemy tanks exposing themselves to me. So in hindsight, I'd have actually been better off at the time I moved if I had crossed over the back line and relocated over around where the artillery is. The artillery should at this point be relocating. The artillery should be heading over to the western side of the map because this side's going to fall. There's no question about it now. We're outnumbered. There's at least 3 to 4 enemy tanks out there, and they have huge advantage. There's a couple of different lines of approach they can take. They have the initiative essentially. They can pick the spot they're coming up from. They've taken out the tank destroyer that was the nearest support, and the other guys now, well, he's caught between 2 fires. If he tries to leave now, he's going to get blown away. But if he stays where he is, he's being shot at from both the east and quite possibly from the north as well. Although that said, the tanks up in the enemy base area are having their own difficulties. So all I can do now is maximise the amount of damage that I can do. It was too late to run for it. The 2 remaining, we've lost 1 artillery, and the 2 remaining artillery should be relocating. They're aware of the problem. They've already indicated targeting preferences on the nearby tanks, but they should be relocating between shots. and I'm about to get overrun. They've come over the top of the ridgeline behind me. I was just hoping I get another shot on that Panther. But the way that Lycan has crashed into me, I didn't get the kill credit there, did I? Well, no, I did get the kill credit. I have a feeling that T-44 rammed him into me. I don't think that Lycan hit me itself. I think that T-44 rammed him. It's a pity I didn't notice it when I was playing and actually go through the replay and see exactly what happened there. But it wouldn't surprise me if it turned out that was a team kill by the T-44 player. And if it was, it could very well have cost them the game. Now the position of the back, you'd think we had the whip hand at this point. We've 2 tanks at the back of the map. We should be able to get a cap reset in. That is a medium tank down there, what, H4, H5. And he should be able to get into the lower road, just pop up more or less at will and get cap resets in whenever he wants. There's only 1 tank in the cap, there's 2 of them at the moment. But they're not, well, they're capping quite rapidly. They're going to cap if anyone down here is going to make it down. And neither the Lycan nor that medium tank are actually spotting at least one of the tanks in the cap circle. Now, that's really bad play, I think, on the part of those 2 tanks. However, the Lorraine 40T is motoring down, and only for him, he just drives over the ridge. He doesn't have a lot of choice, there's just not enough time left, and he's got to get a cap reset on 2 separate tanks. One of them has left the cap circle, so that's probably given us a complete cap reset. But other than that, if he hadn't gone down there at that point in time, we would have lost the game. And I just find it extraordinary that people like that medium tank player will wait in a position and throw away the game rather than risk their tank at the quite late part of the game. I just don't figure it out. I mean, it's worth half as much experience in silver again, like, so there's no reason why not to do it, why not to chance it. As it was, I got a pretty good return out of this game, 72,000 credits, 2,500 damage. Not a lot of assisted damage, I think that was from tracking, probably the... So I came number 2 by experience, and the Lorraine 40T came number 1. I really don't think that T-44-100 had an excuse for not resetting that cap earlier, and then the Lorraine 40T wouldn't have had to sacrifice himself, and he might even have managed to get his Top Gun, which he probably deserved. For that matter, if the other T-44 on the enemy team had gone into the cap circle, they'd have capped out as well. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.